What's up, y'all? It's AB here.
And Nevaeh.
Welcome to the channel if you're new.
And if you're not,
welcome back. Hey.
Alright, guys. I'm gonna need y'all to do us a big, huge favor.
Subscribe.
And like.
Don't forget to share this. You know, you never know.
Definitely. I mean, and also just tell us what y'all think. Like, tell us what y'all feeling. Tell us how you doing.
Seriously, the show is always about loving yourself, positive reinforcement, and learning something new every single day.
It is.
Ooh.
Self-worth is the best word.
Hey. All right, we'll catch y'all a little bit. Brother from another mother.
And your sister from another mister.
Because you know Papa was a Rolling Stone. Hey.
Alright, y'all, so let's get into it. Today is Monday.
Mindset Monday.
Mindset Monday, which means that today's letter is I
for introvert.
Introvert. So, AB, you're going to tell us what an introvert is.
So, an introvert is basically someone that is shy, that strays away from others. It's basically you're keeping to yourself at all times.
I wouldn't say necessarily shy. Introverts are more reserved people. They just don't want to be bothered with others. Some introverts can be shy, but not all introverts are shy.
Yeah, that's true. Some introverts can have like extrovert tendencies sometimes, where they'll go out every now and again, and then they'll, get all that energy out, and then they retract back into.
So, okay, check this out. Check me out. Just stay with me here, okay? So, you got an introvert, right? You got an extrovert, right? Because an extrovert is something we're gonna talk about later. Not this later, but another later. But obviously one is reserved and the other is more outgoing. So is there a thing called a omnivert? Something that would be both of them?
Yeah.
Not Uzivert, but an omnivert. I just had to.
Like the Omni King. Yeah. Man, don't worry about it.
I ain't got time for you today.
Yeah.
So y'all who's watching this, if y'all know if there's a real thing as an omnivert, let me know, because I'm just messing around. I know it's no omnivert.
We know, we just giving y'all crap. Honestly though, but the thing about being an introvert, you have friends and family members who fit this criteria. You have people that tend to just be to themselves, and we think that there's something wrong with them, because that's been a tendency when somebody doesn't socialize with others that often. But that can come from a lot of different aspects. So, on the short sense, you've been that person in the family that doesn't really visit your other family members, so you don't know too much about them, so you tend to retract yourself when you come to family gatherings. You don't often have many friends to where you can have. I'm not saying that you're not going to have friends. What I'm saying is you don't broaden your circle. You keep it really short.
You're not going to go out of your way to meet new people or be around other people. You're just like, well, somebody come talk to me. They talk to me. If they don't, oh well, it's not going to hurt me, and it's not going to break me. It's not going to make or break me if I never don't talk to somebody. You're just like, hey, I'm vibing. It is what it is, kind of thing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being an introvert. But for those of you who are like true at heart introverts, you eventually will have to break that mold to be able to get out there and do things, because if you don't broaden your horizon, you're not living. If you're just stuck in a bubble and you don't do anything, if you don't meet new people, you don't talk to new people, if you don't explore other options in the world to do things, even that could even be like dating outside of your race, or trying food from a different culture, or maybe even reading a different book from something else that you never thought about.
Well, really, it's about stepping outside of something that you're normally comfortable with. That's something that you're not.
Trying to.
But the thing about this is, when we're coming into the Mindset Mondays, it's about exploring different things and being able to open your spectrum on the world that you surround yourself with.
Definitely.
The thing about me, because when I was growing up, I am an introvert.
You were a child once?
Yes.
You were a child.
Yes.
Stop! with me.
Darling, I was once a child myself.
I don't believe it. Do y'all hear this?
And what I learned during those times is that I was an introverted person. Like, I don't socialize with people that often. I just kept to myself. No, I really did. Some people don't believe it, but I really was. It takes a lot for me to learn how to break out of that and being able to have conversations with people, to be able to listen to some others and talk about situations that are going on. First of all, I said I was an introvert. I didn't say I still am.
Actually, you know, I can attest to this because I've known you like all my life.
Yeah, so don't be lying yourself. Thank you.
He was definitely really shy when we were kids. He was really shy.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm just a loud mouth. I don't care what.
You just out there, out there. You know.
But what I'm expressing to you guys is it's the same thing. It's the same principle. Like, as a kid, I was very shy. I was to myself, and I didn't really express anything about me to really feel out what I really was going for. It took years for me to try out different things, whether it was jobs, it was food, it was making friends, it was situations, relationships. Like, it took so many different opportunities for me to finally express myself and become an extrovert. Like, I'm more comfortable with hanging out with groups of people, and I can talk to multiple different people at the same time. I can express myself without having no hesitation. A little regret every now and again, but that's because I overthink it. But I mean, other than that, what you guys, it can be a really good thing. You can really enjoy yourself when you truly express yourself.
I mean, you know, it's also, you know, a good thing to be to yourself because some people just don't know
how to be alone for
some people don't know how to be alone, and that could be
about being an introvert.
It's like, I feel like we as people, we're so dependent on other people for just being happy, like finding satisfaction within yourself, because we're always going to need that. We're always going to need affirmation from people. We're always going to need affirmation from anyone, whether it be a significant other, your family, friends, coworkers, bosses, whatever the case. We're always going to be looking for affirmation. But the good thing about being an introvert is that you know your own. You know how to be by yourself.
It's basically like when you're sitting down and you're in a room by yourself and you're always constantly thinking of things that you have done. And you just stay to yourself. To me, it's nice to like be in a room by myself, just listen to music, or even if it's not the music, just sitting in a room by myself and just tending to my emotion, tending to my feelings, understanding how far I can go.
But it's kind of like when I say like it's good for you to be able to be by yourself and you can actually deal with you. You know, it's kind of like us needing attention from other people because we are social creatures. That's what we do. We socialize. We're people.
Yeah, this pandemic is so bad. Pretty good.
You know, it's kind of like the need that we have for affirmation and attention from other people will be equivalent to having a baby, a newborn baby. You know how newborn babies are always crying. They're always crying, usually because they're so used to always being held by other people that when you put them down and you leave them by themselves, they cry immediately because they're so used to always being around other people.
Yeah. And then you can also take into faction that people tend to love newborn babies because they like being depended on. They know that this very being is not going to...
That ain't it. They just like newborn babies because they're so cute.
That too, but you know, some people just like a new kid because then they can feel like they're loved.
I guess.
Yeah.
Babies, newborn babies don't understand how to be by themselves because so many people pass them around like they're a baton or something, you know? So
babies
it's like when you do
set independent yet compared to
but see, the thing is, a baby can be independent if you don't allow people to constantly keep the baby in their presence. If you leave the baby in their crib or let them play on the floor or on the couch or whatever, whatever you put them in and let them be by themselves, they won't be so dependent on other people. Even still, like, taking your kid to school for the first day, or dropping them off to daycare. If you drop them off to daycare or whatever, and you're always, around them, they're not gonna want to go to school. They're not gonna want to go to daycare. They're gonna want to be with their parent and keep their.
We could just put it in simple terms and say, if you stop babying your child and let the child be learn how to be an adult by letting them grow, then they're always gonna be forever children, and you're gonna be codependent on the person that they've been surrounded with their entire life.
Exactly.
And that's what's so funny about that, because then when they become an adult and they still have the same tendencies. Now you got the parent that's upset by that, and it's like, well, you the one who did it. So
you did this to me because you put me around all these people, and you put me around all these people, and you gave me a lot of love, overly affectionate,
Yes.
So what do you think that I'm going to do? You think I'm just going to be like, oh, okay, I'm 20, bye? No, I'm still going to be like, hey,
well, see, and one of the things that made everybody, well, I'm going to say it like this. It makes you more self-aware now that during this pandemic has showed you that you have to, some people cannot isolate themselves at all. Some people cannot even follow the rules. So what it means that you got to follow instructions on how this pandemic is going.
Why do you think cases are going as much as they are? Because people don't know how to not be social. Even there are plenty of different outlets that we have to be able to reach people these days. We have a Wi-Fi can connect you to anyone in the world immediately. You've got messages. It's there's so many different avenues to be able to reach
sites
people.
To where you can do so much. From a text message to a phone call to a voice call to even or a voice or video chat. It doesn't matter. You can still do it. The problem is that you just want to be in somebody's presence so that you can feel more comfortable. And the problem is that this is what people's outlets have been for many years, like Nevaeh over here is saying. And because of that, I don't, personally for me, we're not going to get into all that.
Right. All in all, guys, if you are an introvert, it's okay to be shy. Sometimes it's okay to be nervous because if you're trying new things, obviously it's the first time for you to do some of these things. So it's only natural for you to kind of distance yourself away from it. But eventually you're gonna have to break that mold. You gotta break that shell. You gotta get up out that cocoon and be a beautiful butterfly, baby. Say butterfly. But that's neither here nor there, you guys who are introverts, it's awesome that you know how to be to yourself, because that's a trait that not a lot of people are able to handle, is just being alone. And for that, I can applaud you for. But you also can't also let whatever incidences that you may have encountered in life make you into an introvert. If you've been through something traumatic.
And stay that way for a long period of time.
That too.
Because, the thing, and I agree with what Nevaeh is saying here, all we're trying to sit here and tell you guys is, it's okay to be an introvert. Learn how to love yourself. Make sure that you have those opportunities to step outside your boundary lines to make yourself a little bit more comfortable. You don't have to do everything right away. It's not like a goal that you gotta race against somebody else to beat them to it. It's all about what makes you feel comfortable. And any kind of situation or trauma that you have been through that makes you go from an extroverted person to an introvert, do not stay there for too long. But what I will say is this: learn to self-love, take care of yourself, and cherish the times that you have. And all these excuses that you have about why you can't make these phone calls or these video chats or these text messages, I'm sorry, but that's BS at this point.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, love you guys.
Peace. It's Nevaeh.
And it's AB.
And we out this thing.
Out.
What?
It's my dog. No.
Anyway,